In today's modern society, it is becoming increasingly evident that feelings of hopelessness, emptiness, and meaninglessness are on the rise. This observation is both disheartening and serves as a valuable feedback mechanism. It indicates a profound shift in consciousness, commonly referred to as the metacrisis, which I have previously discussed in this article and is now gaining renewed attention. It is intriguing to consider that despite the remarkable technological advancements and improved quality of life that we currently enjoy, a pervasive sense of emptiness persists. The question then arises, why is this the case? In my opinion, this feeling of emptiness can be attributed to a complex interplay of societal, psychological, and existential factors that collectively shape the modern human experience. Before delving into these factors, it is important to acknowledge that evolution and social change are inherently multifaceted processes. Just because we are evolving and changing does not mean we should feel disoriented by it. However, there can be instances where the pace of change becomes overwhelming, especially when our capacity and resilience in mind, body, and spirit are diminished. Even minor changes can feel unbearable when we lack the necessary strength and adaptability. What we are currently experiencing is not merely rapid and disorienting change, it is also occurring amidst a decline in our capacity and resilience. This decline further exacerbates the disorienting feelings we encounter. Moreover, it leads to the manifestation of poor decision-making as we become driven by survival physiology, perpetuating a cycle of confusion and dissatisfaction. Recognizing the significance of this issue, I am excited to announce the upcoming launch of my course, which focuses on building capacity and resilience within the mind, body, and spirit. Drawing on my interdisciplinary expertise in the healing arts, social change, and consciousness, this course aims to provide practical tools and insights to navigate the challenges of modern life. By strengthening our capacity and resilience, we can effectively confront the metacrisis and cultivate a more fulfilling existence. Isolation and lack of community. In today's modern society, traditional community structures that once provided a sense of belonging and connection have gradually weakened. The decline of neighborhoods, extended families, and local organizations has resulted in a growing sense of isolation and a lack of community. I recall my own experiences growing up, where Sundays were spent with a vibrant Italian family consisting of over 20 people gathering for a delicious lunch. However, as life became busier and people had less time to spare, these gatherings became less frequent, and the once tight-knit family began to feel less connected. This is a common phenomenon in today's fast-paced world, where the transient nature of modern life, characterized by frequent moves and job changes, makes it increasingly challenging to form lasting relationships and a sense of community with others. Moreover, while technological advancements have connected us globally in incredible ways, they have also inadvertently fostered superficial relationships and diminished deep and meaningful connections. The rise of social media and digital communication has replaced face-to-face interactions with fleeting impersonal exchanges, leaving many individuals feeling isolated and disconnected. It is disheartening to witness how people can be so callous and hurtful to one another online, seemingly devoid of any empathy or remorse. Furthermore, the phenomenon of urbanization has exacerbated the disconnection experienced by many. In large, crowded cities, personal interactions often feel transactional and distant, further contributing to feelings of loneliness and alienation. In fact, it is paradoxical that big cities, regardless of their size, tend to be the loneliest places, contributing significantly to the loneliness epidemic that plagues our society. The consequences of this isolation and lack of community are far-reaching. Studies have shown that individuals who lack a sense of belonging are more prone to depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Additionally, without a support network or a sense of community, individuals may struggle to cope with life's challenges and setbacks. The absence of communal bonds also hinders the sharing of knowledge, resources, and support that are essential for personal growth and societal progress. However, despite these challenges, there is hope. Recognizing the importance of community and connection is the first step towards fostering a sense of belonging. We can start by actively seeking out opportunities for meaningful interactions, whether it be through joining local organizations, participating in community events, or simply reaching out to neighbors and acquaintances. Building and nurturing relationships takes time and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. Additionally, we must be mindful of our digital interactions and strive to make them more meaningful and authentic. Instead of relying solely on social media for communication, we should prioritize face-to-face interactions whenever possible. Engaging in deep conversations and actively listening to others can help bridge the gap between isolation and true connection. Furthermore, communities can be revitalized through collective efforts. By creating spaces and initiatives that encourage collaboration, mutual support, and shared experiences, we can rebuild the sense of community that has been lost. This may involve organizing neighborhood gatherings, establishing community gardens, or supporting local businesses and initiatives. In conclusion, the decline of traditional community structures has led to a sense of isolation and a lack of belonging in modern society. However, by recognizing the importance of community, fostering meaningful connections, and actively participating in collective efforts, we can overcome this challenge and build a society where everyone feels connected and supported. Let us embrace the power of community and strive to create a world where no one feels alone. Materialism, consumer culture, and capital game theory. In today's fast-paced and interconnected world, it is impossible to ignore the pervasive influence of materialism, consumer culture, and the capital game theory. These forces shape our lives, our desires, and ultimately our sense of fulfillment. As we delve into the intricate web of these intertwined concepts, it becomes clear that they have profound implications for our well-being and the overall state of society. Consider the fact that social media companies, food companies, and other major industries are bound by a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders. This legal obligation compels the leaders of these companies to maximize profits, often at the expense of other considerations. The pursuit of financial gain becomes the driving force behind their decisions, leading them to employ strategies that have been proven effective in creating long-term customers and fostering company growth. One such strategy is the deliberate cultivation of addiction. Companies have invested millions of dollars in researching and perfecting the optimal combination of fat, sugar, and carbs in food to trigger addictive responses in consumers. They have also developed sophisticated algorithms to manipulate people's attention, biases, and emotions, thereby creating an addiction to social media. This relentless pursuit of addiction has hijacked people's dopamine receptors, causing fleeting spikes in dopamine that leave them constantly craving more, without offering any lasting value or meaning. This addiction-driven culture plays directly into the hands of consumerism, perpetuating the belief that happiness and fulfillment can be derived solely from material possessions. The constant bombardment of advertisements and societal pressures reinforces the notion that acquiring wealth and possessions is the ultimate path to contentment. However, this emphasis on material wealth often leads individuals down a path of unfulfilling work and a relentless pursuit of more, driven by the need to sustain a consumer lifestyle. As the saying goes, mo money, mo problems. The relentless pursuit of wealth and possessions can result in a never-ending cycle of desire and disappointment. The initial excitement and anticipation associated with acquiring material goods quickly fade, leaving individuals yearning for the next purchase to fill the void. This insatiable desire for more perpetuates a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction, as material possessions fail to provide the lasting satisfaction they promise. Moreover, the capital game theory, which underpins our economic system, reinforces this cycle of materialistic pursuits. The competitive nature of capitalism often rewards those who are focused solely on accumulating wealth, rather than fostering personal fulfillment and well-being. Individuals find themselves working long hours in jobs that may lack intrinsic meaning, driven by the relentless pursuit of financial success. In this game, personal fulfillment takes a back seat to the accumulation of wealth, leaving individuals feeling disconnected from their true passions and purpose. In this complex web of materialism, consumer culture, and the capital game theory, it is crucial to pause and reflect on our own values and aspirations. Are we being driven solely by the pursuit of material possessions and societal expectations, or are we seeking a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose? It is essential to recognize that true happiness and contentment cannot be found in the accumulation of material wealth alone. Instead, they stem from nurturing meaningful relationships, pursuing personal growth, and aligning our actions with our values. As individuals, we have the power to redefine our relationship with materialism, consumer culture, and the capital game theory. We can choose to prioritize experiences over possessions, to cultivate gratitude for what we have, and to seek fulfillment in the intangible aspects of life. By shifting our focus from the external to the internal, we can break free from the relentless cycle of desire and disappointment, finding a sense of purpose and contentment that transcends material possessions. In conclusion, materialism, consumer culture, and the capital game theory exert a profound influence on our lives and society as a whole. The pursuit of addiction-driven profits, the relentless cycle of desire and disappointment, and the emphasis on material wealth over personal fulfillment all contribute to a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. However, by re-evaluating our values and priorities, we can reclaim our agency and forge a path towards a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. Let us strive to create a society that values the intangible aspects of life, where true happiness is not measured by the accumulation of possessions but by the richness of our experiences and the depth of our connections. Social media overuse. Social media has undoubtedly revolutionized the way we connect with others, opening up a world of possibilities and introducing us to amazing people we may have never met otherwise. However, despite its potential benefits, I have learned to keep social media at a distance in my own life. The toxic nature of these platforms has made me limit my usage to just about an hour a week. One of the reasons why social media can be so harmful is because these platforms are constantly competing for our attention. Their main goal is to keep us engaged and scrolling for as long as possible, often at the expense of our mental well-being. The leaders of these companies are not primarily concerned with our health, but rather with satisfying their shareholders. They are willing to go to great lengths to hijack our dopamine receptors, making everything else in life seem less desirable over time. Furthermore, social media often presents a curated and idealized version of life. People tend to showcase only the best aspects of their lives, creating unrealistic expectations and perpetuating a culture of comparison. Constant exposure to others' apparent successes and happiness can lead to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction with our own lives. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others, forgetting that what we see on social media is often far from the whole truth. While social media can be a great tool for connecting with others and finding valuable information, it is all too easy to fall into unconscious and excessive usage. For the vast majority of people, the cons of social media outweigh the pros. We must be mindful of our usage and ensure that it doesn't consume our lives. Instead of relying solely on social media for validation and connection, we should seek out meaningful relationships and experiences in the real world. Let's cultivate genuine connections with people who uplift and inspire us, rather than getting caught up in the superficial world of likes and followers. By focusing on our own personal growth and pursuing our passions, we can find true fulfillment and happiness. In conclusion, while social media has its merits, it is crucial to be aware of its potential pitfalls. By keeping our usage in check and prioritizing real-life connections, we can protect our mental well-being and live a more fulfilling life. Let's not allow social media to define our worth or dictate our happiness. Instead, let's use it as a tool for inspiration and connection, while remaining grounded in the reality of our own lives. Loss of connection to nature. Living in cities and suburbs has become synonymous with a multitude of mental health issues, stress, isolation, and loneliness. While there are various reasons contributing to this predicament, the absence of nature plays a significant role. It is quite astonishing how urban living often leads to a disconnection from the natural world. What's even more perplexing is that if one has not experienced prolonged periods immersed in nature, it becomes challenging to comprehend the extent to which this disconnection impacts our overall well-being. The consequences of this disconnect are far-reaching, manifesting as stress, a cluttered mind, a restless body, and an inability to focus. These become our norm when we are out of touch with nature. Moreover, in cities and suburbs, the majority of individuals spend their days confined indoors, leading sedentary lifestyles that further contribute to poor mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. This, in turn, can result in a profound sense of emptiness. Reflecting on my own journey, I made a life-altering decision a decade ago. I moved to the countryside. The allure of living in harmony with nature had always beckoned to me, even though I grew up surrounded by urban and suburban landscapes. Nevertheless, as a child, I cherished every moment spent outdoors, seeking solace in the most natural environments I could find. At that time, I couldn't articulate why I was drawn to nature, I simply knew that I loved it. Now residing on 25 acres of land, encompassed by lush green grass and majestic trees, the thought of returning to the hustle and bustle of city life feels incongruous with human flourishing. Although I can navigate city environments for a day or two, something undeniably feels amiss. Thus, I am immensely grateful for the experiences I have had. Interestingly, some individuals claim not to be nature people. However, I question the validity of this assertion. After all, we are all inherently human. Instead, I wonder if those who primarily reside in highly controlled environments may find themselves stressed when exposed to nature due to a few bugs or specks of dirt. Perhaps it is not a matter of being a nature people, but rather a consequence of being so profoundly disconnected from nature that only sterile levels of cleanliness provide a sense of safety. Reconnecting with nature is not solely about venturing into the wilderness or embarking on grand adventures. It is about embracing the healing power of the outdoors in whatever way resonates with each individual. It could be as simple as taking a walk in a nearby park, tending to a small garden, or even gazing at the stars on a clear night. The key is to make a conscious effort to incorporate nature into our lives, allowing it to rejuvenate our spirits, calm our minds, and restore our sense of connection to the world around us. Transhumanism. Transhumanism is a concept that has emerged as a response to the challenges we face in our modern world. It is rooted in the belief that as we distance ourselves from our natural state and lose our resilience and capacity, we seek ways to compensate for these losses. This compensation takes various forms, ranging from relying on stimulants like caffeine and engaging in intense breathwork for enhanced performance, to more extreme measures such as brain implants and transcending our human limitations. The emergence of transhumanism can be seen as a symptom of our deep disconnection from ourselves and our desperate attempt to keep up with the demands of our modern lifestyles. We live in a society that glorifies productivity and achievement, often at the expense of our well-being and connection to our own humanity. As we strive to meet the expectations placed upon us, we find ourselves constantly pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human. However, it is important to approach transhumanism with caution and a sense of balance. While there is potential for incredible advancements in human potential and the creation of advanced societies, it is essential that we do not lose sight of our core values and the importance of our connection to nature and our fellow humans. We must remember that our pursuit of progress should not come at the expense of our humanity. In order to venture beyond Earth and embrace the possibilities that transhumanism offers, we must cultivate wisdom and a deep understanding of what it means to thrive as humans. We need to develop a value system that prioritizes the well-being of nature, humanity, and our own beingness above the relentless pursuit of capitalistic endeavors. Only by doing so can we ensure that our advancements are grounded in a holistic and sustainable approach. Transhumanism, at its core, is a call for us to re-evaluate our relationship with ourselves and the world around us. It challenges us to question the limitations we place upon ourselves and to explore the vast potential that lies within each of us. It reminds us that while progress and innovation are important, they should never come at the cost of our humanity. As we navigate the complexities of our modern world, let us embrace the possibilities that transhumanism presents, but let us also approach them with humility and a deep respect for the interconnectedness of all things. By doing so, we can create a future that is not only technologically advanced, but also deeply rooted in our shared humanity. Lack of meaning and purpose. Chase success instead. In the midst of the disorientation that can build up in our lives, we often find ourselves grappling with a profound lack of meaning and purpose. It's a feeling that gnaws at us, leaving us questioning the very essence of our existence. Why are we doing the things we do? What do we make of our passions if they don't bring us financial success? How can we find time to pursue the things we love when we are constantly caught up in the demands of work? And should we even be trying to keep up with everyone else? These questions reflect the heavy focus that modern society places on the individual. It is a society built on the principles of separation and competition, where the pursuit of personal success and wealth has become the ultimate goal. In this pursuit, we have inadvertently distanced ourselves from the values of community and connection that were once cherished by indigenous cultures. The catchphrases of politicians promising community and connection often ring hollow, lacking any real application in our daily lives. Yet, as human beings, we are inherently wired for connection, for being part of something greater than ourselves. We thrive in communities, finding meaning and fulfillment through our contributions to the collective. Unfortunately, our obsession with individual goals and wealth accumulation has left this fundamental aspect of our biology unsupported. We have become disconnected from the very essence of what it means to be human. To exacerbate matters, the personal development industry bombards us with messages of achieving 6- and 7-figure incomes and attaining incredible success in order to live up to our potential. But why is human potential defined by money? It seems like an old story, a fallacy that continues to prevail in our society. We have been conditioned to value all the things that we are taught are important, yet they are not what the dying say are the biggest regrets of their lives. Reflecting on the regrets of the dying, we are reminded of what truly matters in life. They speak of the courage to live a life true to oneself, not one dictated by the expectations of others. They express the regret of working too hard, realizing that there is more to life than the pursuit of material success. They yearn for the courage to express their deepest feelings, understanding the importance of authentic emotional connection. They long for the connections they have lost, recognizing the value of true friendship. And above all, they wish they had allowed themselves to be happier, not getting caught up in the pursuit of external validation. Without a shared sense of purpose, individuals can easily find themselves adrift in a world that feels unnatural and foreign deep down. It is in finding meaning beyond the confines of individual success that we can truly discover fulfillment. It is in nurturing genuine connections and contributing to the well-being of others that we can find a sense of purpose that transcends the superficial pursuits of wealth and status. So let us challenge the prevailing narrative and redefine what it means to live a life of meaning and purpose. Let us prioritize authentic connection, community, and contribution over individual success. Let us have the courage to live true to ourselves, to express our feelings, to stay connected with our loved ones, and to allow ourselves to be genuinely happy. In doing so, we can create a world that honors the essence of our humanity, a world where meaning and purpose are not elusive concepts, but guiding principles that shape our lives. Rapid change and uncertainty. In today's rapidly changing world, it is undeniable that our brains are struggling to keep up with the pace of transformation. As I discussed in my previous article, a human society is changing too fast for our brains to keep up. Here's what you can do. This rapid change is primarily driven by technological advancements and the forces of capitalism. However, there is another factor that contributes significantly to this phenomenon: highly stressed humans. In our modern society, stress has become an inherent part of our daily lives. We are constantly bombarded with demands, expectations, and pressures from various sources. This chronic stress leads to a state of restlessness and anxiety, pushing us to constantly seek external solutions without addressing the root causes of our problems. As a result, we find ourselves caught in a never-ending cycle of trying to fix, change, and solve things without gaining true wisdom or understanding. The consequences of this frantic pace are evident in both our economic and social spheres. Economic instability and social unrest have become more prevalent as we struggle to adapt to the rapid changes happening around us. Furthermore, the abundance of information and choices available to us has created decision fatigue and a sense of overwhelm. We often feel directionless and uncertain, unsure of where we fit into this ever-shifting landscape. So what can we do to navigate this sea of uncertainty and find stability amidst the chaos? The answer lies in slowing down. While it may seem counterintuitive, taking the time to pause, reflect, and gain clarity is essential in this fast-paced world. By slowing down, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and our surroundings, allowing us to make more informed decisions and find our true purpose. Slowing down doesn't mean completely disconnecting from the world or becoming stagnant. It means creating space for introspection, self-care, and mindfulness. It means finding moments of stillness amidst the chaos, where we can recharge and rejuvenate our minds and bodies. It means prioritizing our well-being and focusing on what truly matters to us. In this age of rapid change and uncertainty, it is crucial to embrace the power of patience and resilience. Instead of constantly chasing after the next big thing, we should learn to appreciate the journey and the lessons it brings. We must understand that true wisdom and growth come from taking the time to reflect, learn, and adapt. What we can do about it. We find that the path to a joyous, meaningful, and thriving existence doesn't rely on waiting for the world to change. Instead, it starts with each of us taking responsibility for our own happiness and actively seeking ways to find meaning and joy in our lives. One important step is to shift our perspective. Rather than looking at the world with disdain and judgment, we can choose to be neutral observers of what is happening around us. By being curious and noticing our own feelings in response to what we observe, we can gain valuable insights. The key is to process these feelings and use the wisdom gained to make positive changes in the future. This way, we avoid getting stuck in cycles of judgment and negativity. Another powerful action we can take is to do the opposite of what is being pointed out in the examples above. For instance, we can reconnect with nature more often. Even if we live in a city, we can make an effort to spend time around trees, put our hands in the soil, and feel the ground beneath our bare feet. Imagine dedicating just 30 minutes a day to this practice. The benefits of such a simple act can be profound. We can also examine our relationship with social media. Why do we use it? What does it truly do for us? Often, we find ourselves mindlessly scrolling through endless feeds, feeling like we're missing out if we don't engage with every post. But we can break free from this cycle by limiting our time on social media and consciously deciding what we want to see, rather than letting algorithms dictate our experiences. By nurturing real connections with family and friends, prioritizing fun and rest, we can create a more fulfilling and balanced life. It's important to take a closer look at the goals we set for ourselves. Are they truly aligned with our own desires and values, or are they simply someone else's expectations? While there's nothing wrong with making money, we shouldn't sacrifice our own well-being and the things that truly help us thrive in pursuit of endless wealth. It's about finding a balance between financial success and personal fulfillment. However, we must acknowledge that achieving this balance can be challenging in a world built on flawed premises. It requires a delicate balancing act. That's why I'm excited to announce my upcoming course on capacity and resilience building within the mind, body, and spirit. Drawing from my interdisciplinary training and perspective on the healing arts, social change, and consciousness, this course will focus on nervous system regulation as the foundation for navigating the shift in consciousness and finding peace in life. I invite you to join our email list to stay informed about its release. In conclusion, the power to create a joyous, meaningful, and thriving existence lies within each of us. By shifting our perspective, reconnecting with nature, reevaluating our relationship with social media, nurturing real connections, and aligning our goals with our own desires, we can find the peace and fulfillment we seek. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment, and it starts with taking action today.